Welcome to the State of Wyoming Subject Matter Minute, where we cover a wide variety of subjects related to State of Wyoming employment. This information is for you and me, the state employee. From hidden benefits to systems and processes, we'll make your job easier by giving you the lowdown, the how-to, and hopefully entertain you a bit along the way. And now, today's Subject Matter Minute.
Hello and welcome to the Subject Matter Minute. I'm Matt Nagy. Thanks for joining me. I thought I would celebrate the Cowboys' first big win by wearing my Cowboy rugby. Hope you enjoy it, and I hope you got to enjoy the game. It was a lot of fun. So if you've dug through the past Subject Matter Minutes, you'll recognize this one as a redo. There have been just enough changes since 2016 to warrant a new episode. All right. I'll also be doing a new episode taking you through the process of submitting medical and dependent care reimbursement claims. All right, so today's episode on the flexible benefit plan is taking the place of episode number 6. All right, so please remember that because some of these episodes are being replaced and YouTube doesn't allow you to simply replace a previous video, right? The numbering will be inconsistent within the playlist. However, all the current topics will be contained in that YouTube playlist. All right, you can find the link to the playlist in the show notes. Okay, today we're going to be covering the flexible benefit plan. All right, the flexible benefit plan. I guess this type of account is also known as the cafeteria plan, the flexible spending account, or the 125 plan. Okay, just in case you've heard of those. All right, before I get started though, I want to thank this month's subject matter expert, or experts as it may be, the folks down at EGI, specifically Carissa Tolson and Karen Williams. They got me the information and hopefully I can do it justice. It's a lot of information. So thanks Carissa and Karen, I appreciate it. Really, there are 3 components to this, and keep in mind that they are all IRS regulated benefits because they're tax sheltered. Okay, if you're unsure of the implications, be sure to research or call EGI before electing them. All right, first disclaimer out of the way. The first component is to have your health, dental, and basic life insurance premiums, basically your monthly premiums, taken out pre-tax. Okay? Doing so does lock you into those benefits for the calendar year unless you later experience a qualifying event that would permit changes. You can watch the qualifying event video on the EGI website if you have questions or might have one. The second component is a medical reimbursement account. All right, this is an account that allows you to take money out of your pay pre-tax, and you can use that money on medical expenses that you incur throughout the year. Okay, so basically medical expenses that your insurance isn't covering. At the time of this recording, you can put up to $3,192 a year into that account per employee. Okay, you don't have to put that much. You can decide, and it's a monthly deduction from your check. Okay, please know that these numbers can change year to year, so check with EGI. Unless you're watching this at release time, it's likely a different number by now. There's also a medical reimbursement account for folks that have the high deductible health plan. This is called a wraparound medical reimbursement account. It's very similar, but the difference is that you can't use the money in that account for items that run through the health insurance plan. Okay, that includes deductibles, co-insurance, and prescriptions. Okay, so you can only use it for things that are truly not part of the health insurance plan. Things like vision, dental, orthodontics, and some over-the-counter supplies. It's a bit confusing, so please contact EGI with questions. So those are the folks with the high deductible health plan. All right, that's still a medical reimbursement account. It's just different. Okay, so number 2, the medical reimbursement account, right? The third component of the flexible benefit plan is the dependent daycare reimbursement. Okay, you can get reimbursed for up to $5,000 a year per family for daycare, home care, or child care bills for the care of a dependent child under age 13, a disabled child of any age, a disabled spouse, or a disabled dependent parent. Okay, same deal. You'll sign up for it. They'll take the money out monthly, up to $5,000 that you can put towards this care. Okay, Again, check with EGI to make sure what the number actually is when you're watching this. Okay, so I've explained the components of it, the three components. At this point, you're wondering, okay, this is all my money, and then they're putting it into account. So what's the point, right? Well, there's actually a few. First of all of this money comes out of your check pre-tax, which reduces your taxable income. Okay? So the less money you make in the government side, the less taxes you pay. Let's run a little scenario. Okay? Let's pretend I have two kids that are still in daycare. And if you have two kids in daycare, you know it's going to cost you easily over $5,000 for a year. So you do the maximum, and they take out $5,000 pre-tax. Then, with a family of four like I have, we typically have mental health bills, specialist visits, vision, and all the other tidbits. We're easily going to have over $3,000 in extra health insurance costs, right? So we max out our medical reimbursement as well. That's $3,192. Then I also choose to take out my health insurance premiums pre-tax. So our monthly cost for health insurance is currently $386 a month for the family. That's going to come out pre-tax. So you have the $5,000, you have the $3,192, and then you have nearly $5,000 in health insurance premiums. We're talking about a $13,000 reduction in your taxable income, right? So that's a big deal. And it could be even a bigger deal. I'm not an accountant, but if it were to bring you down into a lower tax bracket, you could save even more. All right, so you're saving on taxes, right? That's one reason you want to do it. And there are others. One of them is that with the medical reimbursement account, you can use that money anytime during the year. All right. So you sign up for it. Let's say you decide on $1,200 a year, which is $100 a month. If you decide you want to get LASIK surgery in March, you can go ahead and claim that whole amount, even though it hasn't really been taken out of your pay yet, right? So you can do it at any point during the year. Now it's different with the dependent daycare account. You actually have to have the money in your account before you can use it, okay? Now there's a very important piece of this that you need to know and keep in mind when signing up and choosing the amounts you want to do, okay? This program, both the medical reimbursement and the daycare reimbursement, are use it or lose it, right? This means that if you decide to take out $5,000 for daycare and you don't claim the entire amount by the yearly deadline, you forfeit the money. However, reimbursement accounts can be changed with certain qualifying events. So if you think you have one, contact DGI, okay? I know it sounds mean, losing your money like that, but on the flip side, let's say for instance, with your medical reimbursement account, you sign up for $100 a month, right? Because you're going to get LASIK in February. So you claim all that money that you haven't had taken out of your check yet, and then you quit your job in March. The state loses the money. So it does go both ways. All right. Another important thing to know is that we must re-elect the reimbursement accounts every year. Okay, so during the open enrollment period, which just opened, you'll need to select and choose the amount every year. Okay? It's hard to miss when going through the portal, so that's good. All right, you sign up for all this, you get the appropriate paperwork done, which like I said earlier, I will have another episode on how to do that, okay? You submit it, you go through the process, and boom, they send you a check. Or obviously you can have it auto deposited into your account. Which brings up another thing. You can do that in any fashion you want, okay? So if you have $2,500 in the medical reimbursement account, you can turn in your paperwork monthly and get monthly checks, or you can do it like I do and submit it all at the end of the year and get one big check, okay? If it's little things along the year that you can afford and you can just pay for them, then you can go ahead and do that. It's kind of like a savings account, in that you turn in everything at the end of the year and you get the total at the end of the year. I like to do it around Christmas. That's another benefit. At least I consider it one. It's automatic savings for something you're going to have to spend money on anyways. I don't know how you guys are, but for me, it's really hard. Even if I know I'm going to have LASIK in October, I can say that I'm going to save up for it, but odds are pretty good I'm going to fail, and then I'm going to have to slap it on the credit card, right? So this is a way of doing it. They do it automatically. It's there, and you can use it at any point. On that, the timelines. If you're doing a medical reimbursement account for the year 2024, you have until March 31st of 2025 to turn in the paperwork. But those services needed to have happened in 2024. You just have until then to turn it in. Okay? You could and probably should do it before then, though. The money can't be carried over to the next year's services. If you cannot claim it, you forfeit it. So plan accordingly. So I talk fast. I'm a little winded. My mouth's dry, right? Seems like a lot of information. I hope, though, that you can tell that I think this is a very good idea. Reducing your taxable income, paying less in taxes, allowing them to put the money aside for you, doing it automatically, being able to pay for things up front even when the money hasn't been taken out of your checks yet. All these things. Great benefit from the state of Wyoming. Use it if it's something you're going to spend the money on anyways. And unless there is something your accountant says otherwise, definitely get your health insurance or your premiums taken out pre-tax because it reduces your taxable income. That's my financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Sorry, I hope that's not too old of a commercial. All right, if you have more questions, please visit the EGI website, check out the Flexible Benefits book, or contact EGI directly. All of that is in the show notes below, like usual. And also, since open enrollment just opened, I also included a link to a how-to video for using the portal. Don't forget to go through the process. All right, I'll see you next time.
You have been watching the Subject Matter Minute with Matt Nagy. Please help us out by subscribing. And join us next month when we'll cover another topic of interest for all state of Wyoming employees. Again, thank you for joining us on the Subject Matter Minute.